Beyrouthi from FS Securities, a stockbroking firm on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia, and there is a market report for Wednesday morning, the 4th of December 2019. Overnight and from around the globe, we start with the Dow, which by the way finished this morning down 1%, 280 points lower. As a matter of interest, during the day the Dow was much lower and managed to recover nearly 200 points in the last couple of hours and finish at 27,503. Same story with the S&P 500. The broader index was much lower, however managed to recover at the end, finished lower by 21 points to 3,093. The Nasdaq Technology Index was down 0.6%, and in Europe, the StoxX 50 Index, which comprises most major European markets, was down 0.4%. The StoxX 50 Index in Europe down 0.4%. In London, the FTSE 100 Index was down 1.8%. In Germany, the DAX was up 0.2%. In Japan, the Nikkei Index was down 0.6%. And in China, the Shanghai Index was up 0.4%. On our market yesterday, we had a bloodbath. We had 150 points lower at the end, down 2.2% to 6,712. And the futures are indicating that the market is most likely will open lower by 60 points. That is another 0.9% lower to 6,639. Gold had a good night last night, was up nearly 1% by $14.40 US per ounce and finished at 1,483. Silver was up 29 cents, 1.7% higher to $17.26 US per ounce. Iron ore price was down 0.2% to $88.31 US per ton. Aluminium was down 1.3% and copper was down 1.2%. 15% of our stocks advanced and 41% declined. Best performing stock was Rio, which was down 0.5%. Yes, that was actually the best amongst the top 20. It had the least drop amongst all the top 20 stocks. And Santos followed Rio. It was only down 0.6%. Worst performing stock was AMP, down 3.8%, followed by Woolworths, down 3.4%. Telstra was down 12 cents to $3.73. The Australian dollar was up 0.4% to $68.46 on the back of a weaker US dollar. The Australian dollar will also give you 61.8 euro cents, 52.7 British pence, and 105 New Zealand. Bitcoin was trading at 7,335 US, up $20 US overnight. And that converts to approximately 10,713 Australian dollars, down 13 Australian dollars. And as a matter of interest, in terms of announcement, today at 10:30, we're going to have the GDP quarter on quarter. The forecast is most likely quarter on quarter will be 0.5% higher, which is actually the same as the previous percentage. In the US tonight, we have the ADP non-farm employment changes, and with the forecast at 140,000 employment change. That's actually the non-farm. In terms of the volume, we always look at the volume from our radar. Nothing on the top because of the day. Yesterday was a bad day. The bank, National Australia Bank, continues to be hammered, had very high volume and 140% above its average volume. All Search also had a very high volume yesterday on the downside, 137% above its average volume. On the mid-cap for the speculators, we have a very high volume for Mesoblast. As a matter of interest, the average volume per day for this company, Mesoblast with a code MSB, that's Mary Sierra Bravo, the average volume is 1.2 million transactions per day. And yesterday we've seen nearly 28 million transactions. So that is actually very, very serious when we see the company going up in price with a very high volume. So this is a company that we may have to have a look at this morning. LSE Gold, which we traded a couple of days ago, also had a very good volume. Despite the gold price yesterday was down, and again today the price of gold is up, so we might see LSE advancing further. It had a good volume yesterday. And that is all from us here at FS Securities. Please trade safely and wisely and have a fantastic day.